Hey y'all, it's Ken with KNT Landscaping. Hey, it's a little rainy outside today, but today I want to go over maybe 5 or 6 things that I think all landscaping owners, or all landscaping business owners, or just business owners in general, what I think service business owners should be doing when they're first starting off. I'm talking your first year. I'm talking your first 5 months, bro. Your first 6 months in the game, bro. What you should be doing, what you should prepare for, what you should save up for, and how to stack up to 10. And this is coming from somebody who's on the same journey. So I'm not somebody who's done this before, and I'm coming to y'all like, I've done this. I'm in the middle of it with y'all, bro. So boom. Y'all, the first tip I can give y'all is don't spend all your money on expensive equipment right away. And also don't spend your money on shitty ass equipment right away. All right, so look, y'all, because this is important, bro. There has to be a middle ground. You can't go too high, you can't go too low, bro. Because if you go too high, obviously you don't know if you could even really survive in this industry yet, bro. So if you go buy all them expensive materials, bro, and you don't get on like that, you just wasted all your money. Now, you do have the tools, for the future, obviously, so you could always keep trying, and make your money, bro. But overall, it's gonna be a waste of money if you don't want to even do it anymore. If you buy your tools too low, I'm gonna tell you right now, bro, if you buying shitty ass like tools off Facebook or Marketplace, some deals that look too good to be true, if it looks so good, if it looks too good to be true, it most likely is, bro. And you need a dead ass stay away from it, bro. Because if you go ahead and buy that and it breaks down on you in like the next week, or if it doesn't even work when you buy it, there's no way you can get that back, bro. You kind of just got duped and scammed, bro. And I'm only telling y'all this, bro, because it's happened to me, bro. I've bought some things off Facebook Marketplace that didn't work out for my business, and obviously I took the L on that shit, bro. So don't fucking do it, bro. Don't do it. Just go, save up the money so you can buy something that you know will work. You know it will work. You know it's gonna work, bro. And like that's what I'm saying. Like you can buy on Marketplace too, but when you're on Marketplace, you have to be especially careful, bro. All right. Number two, y'all. Number two. All right. A question a lot of people ask, and a question I've been trying to figure out myself is, as a new business, how do you gain new clients? Like, how do you gain new customers? And how do you gain a lot of new customers? Because that's the whole point. And how do you do this without spending all that money? Like without spending over, $500 on marketing and stuff like that. Well, here's how you do it. So this is straight sauce, bro. This is straight sauce. Like not a lot of people are telling you this shit, bro. So and this is something I've been using too, and this is something that I think separates a lot of beginner businesses, bro, because I think if you use this method the right way, bro, this will fast track you to customers, bro. And obviously I ain't no genie, no time teller. So, in the next like 3-4 months, bro, I'm dead ass gonna have another video dropping, and it's gonna show y'all the progress I've made with this method, bro. But look, here's the method. Look, you go buy a color printer at your average Walmart, Best Buy, wherever, but the printer should be about $30 to $40, bro, and it should be able to print colors. All right, you got your color printer. So now, what you want is some paper, bro. What you want is some normal letter paper, 8.5 by 11 inch paper, and this is like your average paper, and this is because you want to make flyers, bro. You want to make flyers so you can put them on doors, bro. And another thing people say is door knocking, door knocking, door knocking. Door knocking is good, and there's nothing bad with door knocking. But me personally, I don't want to be on nobody's doorstep, kind of lingering around their doorstep, on their doorstep like that. And I have done it before. Like I've done it. I will do it again. But I'm not trying to be doing that constantly. Like if you told me I could go hang 200 flyers up on people's doors and then go home, and then you told me you had to go knock on 200 people's doors and then go home, bro, I'm gonna go hang those flyers up because not only is it faster, it's quicker, it's more efficient. And I just said faster in 3 ways, bro. So let's move on. So, bro, you got the paper and now, but obviously you need the design for your flyers. So where do you go to design these flyers? How do you design these flyers? Now there's multiple ways to design these flyers, bro. But look, bro, you don't got no money. This is going off the people that don't got no money. All you really had was that $60 I was just telling you about. That's all you really had. If that, bro. If you didn't have that, then you're gonna have to go to the library and print out at the library, bro. But this is just the way that you don't have to keep going back and forth to the library, and that you can just have all your stuff at your crib or at your house, and you don't have to keep going back and forth. But so you got the paper and you got the printer, but you don't have the flyer design, so you need the flyer design, bro. So where you go to find the flyer design? You go to find the flyer design on Canva, on Adobe, like their apps, on anything like that, bro. There's plenty of apps just like Canva out there, but what I use is Canva, and Canva is good because they have logo generators, they have templates, and they have all sorts of useful stuff for you to use. So go to Canva and just do this, bro. Just type in landscaping flyers, bro. Type in landscaping flyers and just use one of those free flyers, bro. Those free templates, bro, and edit the template and just add a little something else to it. Add your name, add your information, and you're good, bro. That's a good business flyer, bro. It's low budget for right now, bro, but it's good. It's gonna get you some calls, bro. Believe me on that, bro. It's gonna get you some calls. So, right, you got your prices on there, you know, and honestly, I would put my prices on there. People would be like, don't put your prices. Should I or should I not put your prices on there? I would put my prices on there because it kind of just it's just more upfront. Like once they see the letter or the flyer, they're gonna look at it and they're gonna be like, okay, $50, lawn mowing. Okay, cool. If they need it, they're gonna hit you up. If they don't need it, they're not gonna hit you up. But they have the price, so they know the price, bro. Besides, besides if you don't leave the price, they may look at your flyer and just be like, well, I don't want to call this nigga and figure out a price, and I don't want to do this shit either, so I'm just not gonna do it. And that's not what you want to do either, bro. So just put a price. And look, like I said, if you follow this method, you're only spending around $60, bro, and you could have potentially 50. Not 50. You could potentially have 500 flyers, bro. So you do the math. You hand out 500 flyers, and how many customers do you think you could get off of that, bro? Like, even if you're being a pessimist, bro, you're getting like 3 calls off of that, bro. And that's already all your money back. If you're selling them for like $50 to $60, that's already all your money back, bro. So, guys, that's something I'm gonna be doing. And like I said, I'm gonna be letting you guys know if this method is like legit or not, if it really works. And I'm gonna be testing it on myself, like in future videos and future content that I post. I'm gonna be posting more content. Obviously, this is like my very first video, so obviously it looks a little bad. I'm just outside, I just randomly decided to say fuck it, come outside. It's raining, and You got the lawn. My lawn is really fucked up right now. Landscaper with the fucked up lawn. That shit funny. But look, we're gonna get into number three. Number three. And number three is for the new guys in the game. For the new guys in the game, bro, is to do your research, bro. Don't just come into this shit and be like, oh, okay, yeah, lawn mowing and yeah, this and that. And bro, running a business is so much more complicated than like what people make it out to be. But at the end of the day, it's not so fucking complicated, bro. But there's much more things we have to think about. And what I like to say is like, the details is what matters, bro. Like, that's what separates an employee from a boss, if you ask me, is the detail, bro. A boss is worried about details and things that the employee will never ever even consider, bro. And that's what makes it difference. That's what makes the difference, bro. So if you're a boss out there, you're a business owner out there, then I highly recommend you start looking at the little bitty details, bro. I'm telling you, the details is what really matters in this shit. The details is what really matters, bro. I recommend you start looking at the details and watch videos, but don't just watch videos. Search stuff up. Do in-depth research on shit. Don't just get all your info off of YouTube, bro. Because YouTube videos are all good and green, bro. But you're not gonna find everything off of YouTube, bro. I'm gonna be real with you right now, because people who are out making videos like me on landscaping, and like they're out here giving you sauce and they're out here giving you tips and stuff. A lot of them out here, they want you to win, but they don't really want you to win, bro. If you kind of catch my drift. A lot of these people out here, they'll give out fake tips, and they'll just do this, and they'll sit around and act like they're doing better than what they're really doing. And it's like, yeah, bro, it's like, I'm not calling nobody out specifically, bro, but this is just how like some people are, and this is how the world is, bro. And it's like, I've noticed that myself, bro. Like, if you run a landscaping, lawn service industry, or anything company, then if you're looking for like information, like, you can find almost everything you need, bro. But then there's like a few little things that you just won't be able to find no information on, bro. And these are the things that you need to go looking outside of YouTube for, and outside of these business owners, bro, because they're not going to tell you, bro. Like, straight up, they're just not going to tell you some of these things, bro. So you need to do your own research, bro, and you will come across it yourself. All right, number 4. Don't ever cheat yourself with your prices. Now look, what I mean by that, I mean, like, a lot of new guys, including me, I'm like somebody who's done this myself, and this is why I'm telling y'all, don't do it. Because a lot of guys will get stuck where it's like they'll charge, for example, this is a point in time I was detailing cars as kind of a side hustle. I was detailing cars for like 7-8 months, like, while I'm trying to set up my landscaping business, just so I can get any sort of money I can. But I'm detailing cars, and look, I'm doing it for $50, an interior cleaner for $50. If y'all know prices, that ain't a good price for no interior cleaner, you know what I mean? And so I keep doing it, and I know it's not good for me, but I keep doing it because that's all I can get, and that's all I was getting, and that's all people was willing to pay me, because that's all I was asking for almost. Y'all get what I'm saying? Family? If you only ask for $30, you only gonna get $30 every time, damn near. You know what I mean? If you only ask for $40, you only gonna get $40. You know what I'm saying? This is like, I'm saying, for like, and then like, let me get more technical with it. For lawn mowing is like, what is the average out here? I'm not too exactly sure what the average in Iowa is, but I'm gonna go on a whim and say it's between 30 to 40 for a lawn, that on average. So look, what I'm doing right now is actually I'm raising my prices above that. I'm not selling my service for $30 to $40. I'm doing 50 to 60, and even 65 to 70 sometimes, depending on like the house and the client I'm working with. So it's like, guys, don't sell yourself short, because I feel like if you sell yourself short in the very beginning, those are gonna be a lot of the customers you get. Like, and if you're selling yourself short, you're getting the bad customers as well. That's what you gotta realize. Like, because guys, I've noticed it myself when I go and do these clients like that are only paying me low ass prices, like the low ass prices for whatever service I'm doing. These are the guys that is like not trying to pay, acting weird with the money, just being weird in general. Like, these people are just worse customers to deal with. It's a hassle sometimes dealing with some of these customers. You're gonna come across times where it's like, you and the other client may not agree on a price, and you may really just need that client because it's like, that's still better than nothing at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And I understand that. But what I'm saying is, don't be getting stiffed and bitched out your money, bro. Like, people who will, 2 years went by and they still doing this crib for the same price, and they was having issues about the price maybe a whole year ago, but they already agreed to the price, they stuck it, and now, you feel me? Don't be scared to be that person to be like, no, I just need a little bit more money, we're raising the prices. Or like, don't be scared to say no either, yo. That's the main one, yo. A lot of people, business owners, will get nervous, and they'll like, they'll be telling them this and that, and they'll be looking around the property, and there's been times where I've looked around the property, I'm walking around and I'm like, damn, this shit look like I don't want to fucking do it. Like, this don't look like it's gonna benefit me. You know what I'm saying? This don't look like it's gonna like really put money in my pockets, or it don't look like it's gonna be beneficial to me. And so if I ever think that, I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna say, no, I'm not doing the job, or I'm gonna address my concerns, because what you do when you don't address your concerns is you're basically telling the homeowner that everything is all right, and that you can do it no problem. You know what I mean? And you don't want that to happen, because when problems occur, that's gonna be on your ass now, bro. So you always want to communicate with the clients and let them know what's going on. But that was a long ass number one, bro. That was like a long ass number one. Guys, don't spend too much money on equipment and marketing and materials at the start, y'all. Yo, I could make a whole video about what you should do your first year, or your first, not even year, your first like 2-3 months lawn mowing, bro. Like, once you get your materials, like, guys, don't get that big, like, expensive ass shit, bro. Because if it breaks down on you, yeah, that's it. You're finished. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you got like a $2,000 fucking mower, $1,500 mower, and it ends up breaking on you. Like, that's gonna be rare if it's that expensive. But it's kind of rare on the rare end. Like, it's probably not gonna break down on you. But on the off chance it does, do you have another 1,500, or do you have this and that? You just wasted $1,500, bro. You don't want to do that while someone else, they just bought maybe a $500 machine that works perfectly fine, and it's still working till this day, and it's still making them money, bro. So it's like, it all just depends on what you think is right